Hey guys, welcome to Ringsiders. We are joined by a special guest. He's the one they call Manders. How you doing, man?
Special guest, man. I'll take that. We're pretty good. We're still drinking coffee. It's noon over here in the great state of Iowa. So I've been doing this intermediate fasting bullshit where I only eat from like noon to 8 p.m. And
Didn't you do that, Jamie?
Awful.
Didn't you do that?
Awful.
Yeah, I did that for a while as well, dude. I know how you feel. It's not good. I like food too much.
Yeah, me too. Big time.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I could not do it.
I couldn't. No, I didn't last long. Put it like that. I didn't last long.
I remember when you did it, Jamie. You were the grumpiest bastard ever at that time because you were just wanting to eat, but you couldn't, and it annoyed you. You were so grumpy.
Yeah. Bit like you, man. I was literally just living on coffee, and then ate when I could, and then as soon as it was whiskey time, it was whiskey time. But
yeah, that sounds very similar. Like I like I'm just trying to do all this just like to feel better and like, you know, like my physique and stuff. And like, I don't burn as many calories as I used to. Right. Cause like playing football and everything. So, you know, and April is mania week. So like, I'm just trying to I was like, yeah, let's set a goal or whatever. So it's run 2 miles a day. And I do it in the morning. Right. Cause I could just, cause I'm not eating or whatever. And then, no beer, no Busch Lights. So I'll have whiskey every now and then. I just basically live off of it's either coffee or Copenhagen. That's freaking it. That's pretty much it. So
yeah, man. You and I are very similar, man. We really are. I'm with you on that one, man. I really am. It killed me. I think Callum was living with me at the time, wasn't you? He was living in my house at the time.
Yeah.
He can attest to how miserable I was, but I stuck to it for a bit, and then I caved in the end. I just I can't do it. I need food. I enjoyed the working out and all that, but I like food way too much.
Yeah, and also there's no real reason for us to do it. I guess it's not like we're athletes or anything, Jamie. You know,
no.
It's not like we're training for anything. There's no real reason for us to do it, but.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not comparing myself to you, Manders, because you are an athlete. I mean, you are, you know.
Some may say.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll start as well, dude, because we've had the pleasure of speaking to a lot of guys and girls from Black and Brave.
Yes, we have.
Oh yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, man, we've spoke to a hell of a lot.
Well, so many that we actually have a Black and Brave playlist on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, man.
We've got.
I love it. I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, Marek was one of our most viewed episodes.
Yeah, which he, you know, every time we post it, he always likes to comment it saying, "Oh, good, still the most viewed episode." And it's like, yeah, you was until a couple of weeks ago, but we'll still go with it. You know, he's still up there. Obviously, we'll start with Marek Brave. I mean, I when we interviewed Marek, it was a bit of a bucket list one for me. I used to watch him when he was teaming with Tyler Black on the Indies. So to speak to him a few years later on was awesome. But I can imagine for someone like yourself, must have been amazing learning from somebody with such a deep knowledge of the business and the independence.
Yeah, you guys really are stroking his ego right now.
Yeah, well,
that's Marek for you. He loves. Yeah, like the whole viewership thing, like if he's one of the most competitive people I've ever met. And it's
really,
really, he is so competitive. It's not even funny. Like and it can be anything. It can be literally from, you know, obviously wrestling to coaching to working out to fantasy football and even simple stuff with I got the most views on YouTube.
Ringsiders.
It's so subtle. It's amazing, and that's why I respect the shit out of him, because, you know, I think competition and being competitive like that is that. So that's like a real. We always like, oh, you mess with him, stroke his ego, whatever. But yeah, no, he's the freaking man, right? Like, like learning from somebody that, you know, like literally is doing the grind that like we're all doing. And he was like successful at it too. Like if he, you know, if he never would have gotten hurt or whatever, like I almost wonder if the landscape or like maybe the time or like the butterfly effect, whatever you want to call it, like it might have been different.
Yeah,
could have been tag team champions in WWE with, you know, with Tyler Black, you know,
yeah,
some shit like that, or, you know, Ring of Honor, or you know, maybe he would have been IC champion, and maybe, you know, maybe Black and Brave wouldn't exist.
I definitely think there'd have been tag champs in Ring of Honor. Now you mention it, that it is interesting to think about stuff like that. The butterfly effect of pro wrestling, the smallest changes can make such a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah,
and he'd fit perfectly into that. He would have fit so well into that.
Oh my god, it would have been insane.
This is going to be a Marek Brave appreciation podcast because, like I said, we're in his pocket, so we've got to say this.
If it wasn't for him or whatever, you know, like, you know, I always tell him all the time, like, you know, like if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't, you know. You know, it's also too like your drive with like you as an individual too as well, and you know, my experiences or whatever. But no, man, like if it wasn't for him, wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So
yeah,
he's freaking man.
Is there a different training style between them both as well? Obviously, with Seth and Marek, does Seth train you more in a TV style almost?
No, they both train like, so like Black and Brave, like it's really all like the developmental of like what they teach at the Performance Center. It's literally the same thing. So it's, I guess it's a TV style basic in a way. And obviously as you like go in there for open ring and stuff like that, there's more like the advancements parts of it or everything. It's, you know, wrestling, you know, they really teach you the fundamentals, like the real basics of like the things that, like, in order for you to do step C and D, you got to do A and B. And their training styles are different. Marek's more of like, he's more, it's funny to say this because it's crazy. Marek's more of the in-ring work, and Rollins or Tyler, however you want to call him. Let's call him Tyler. I'm gonna call him Tyler. Tyler's more of the workout part.
Right.
He's more of the CrossFit part.
Yeah.
And then Marek's more of the in-ring, which is crazy, right, to think about, because it's like one is retired or whatever, doesn't really wrestle, and the other one is literally one of the greatest possibly, you know, WWE wrestlers of all time, right? So it's funny how to think about that. So, and there's other guys that help too, like the Shook, Shane Hollister, he helps out a lot. And then Crotch, Matt Mayday, he helps out a shit ton. He's basically, you know, Marek's and Rollins' right-hand man. So, you know, they're all great.
Have you done any CrossFit in your time at Black and Brave? Did Tyler manage to get you into CrossFit?
It's required.
Really?
Like yeah. So like when you go into school, like besides, you know, obviously you're learning how to be a wrestler, you got to do 3 mandatory workouts a week of CrossFit. So like when I was playing, like, so when I was done, when I went after football, I like our workouts are sort of similar to CrossFit, but it's way more freaking cardio. And my God, I lost like 25 pounds, and I was lean, mean fighting machine. I was like 215. I was like, this is freaking weird. I've been 215. I was 23 at the time. I was like, I've been 215 since I was, you know, 16, 17 years old. I was like, what the hell's going on here? But yeah, no, you got to get 3 mandatory workouts in. I'm pretty sure it's still like that. CrossFit is a very big part in Black and Brave, and I think it's a good idea. I think it's great because it gives opportunities and jobs for, like, you know, like past graduates, you know, that might, you know, that are in that field or want to be in that field. And then also too, just, I mean, when you go there, it's only for 3 months. So it's like, you got to live and breathe this shit, right? Like, you know, that's kind of like, you know, anything. And, you know, and if you got nothing else to do, you might as well just work out and freaking wrestle.
Yeah.
So,
and so who else was in your class then? Who else was in your your group? Was there anyone?
So I was class 8, which we're like on class like 20 something now. I want to say like class 23 or 24, I think. My class was actually pretty good. It was Dion Roosman, me, Valentino Loca, trying to think who, Jared Thumb, I'm really drawing a blank right now. we had like one of the biggest classes, and like a lot of us still wrestle. So it's pretty neat. Yeah, goddamn, I'm not good with memory at the moment.
It's crazy how many
like that.
How many names?
But Dion's like one that, you know, me and Dion. Dion's great. So
yeah, like there's so many names have come out of that training school, haven't they? Like you said, you've got a big group, but usually from like a group, you might be lucky if 1 or 2 stick around. Usually at a training school, it seems like with Black and Brave, a lot of people just go on to become successful from every group. And you've got like your Zicky Dice, your Nathan Frazier in NXT UK, Travis Titan's done AEW along with Blair Onyx, like Valentino Loca, like you said.
Titan was in my class too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I really like Travis.
Yeah.
He's all right. He's all right.
Yeah. And I guess as well, you've got SCW Pro in Iowa. We spoke to JT Energy before, and he couldn't praise SCW enough for helping him, obviously from the academy to that. I mean, what's it like being for you, the experience with SCW?
I mean, they were they're also like the first ever, promotion too for me to wrestle. When I was like had my first ever matches, I think it was like my like 3rd or 4th match ever. I literally graduated college that earlier that day, and then later that night drove to the world's largest truck stop, Walcott, Iowa, and wrestled. So, I guess it was a pretty good night, and like it's a great place. It's a great place to work. Like for me, like I've been fortunate to like, be a Hawkeye and be an Iowa guy and having the promotion in Iowa in the Quad Cities, and then having having shows in Iowa City where that's where I live. And I mean, it's a good time. Like they've been doing it for, I think SCW's been doing it for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Close to it. It's freaking crazy. Right. And
yeah,
I go on YouTube.
I didn't realize I've been going that long.
What was that?
I didn't realize I've been going that long.
Yeah, they've been going for a hot minute. There's some like a bunch of like old clips. Like there's a clip of like Big Van Vader is like in like a 6-man tag with like Marek and them, and there's like a triple threat where it's literally Tyler Black, Marek Brave versus Danny Daniels, and like there's a bunch of shit on YouTube. They got a bunch of stuff on the archives. Quad City Wrestling has been very big. Like they used to partner with IWA Mid South and NWA Wildside and stuff like that. They used to bring a shit ton of people like Muscatine and all those river towns, on the Mississippi. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty historical that people don't think about, because a lot of it now is kind of it's very industrial or very factory based, and just forget about it, I guess.
I'd love to get out there. It's a bucket list for me to get out to somewhere like Iowa. It's
cold as shit, but it's fun.
No, it's cold as shit here as well right now. My car was iced over this morning, so it's freezing here at the minute.
I mean, I just want to say about SCW, obviously. I'm just having a quick look now. You mentioned, like, back in the day, there used to be some great names from the independents going there. So for some context, I mean, if you've never checked out SCW, definitely check them out anyway. But they've had on one of the first shows here, Colt Cabana was in the main event. You've got Abyss, when he was peak TNA, Abyss was appearing here. There's so many cool names that have been you know, it's a who's who of independent wrestling has wrestled for SCW. So I feel like it's one of those promotions that kind of goes under the radar a bit because they're doing such great work. And they've got such good names wrestling for them, but for some reason, like a lot of people haven't heard of it. I think it's well worth checking out SCW. So
I would agree. Yeah, I think because in this day and age, right, like it's a lot about streaming and all that stuff, and they're not. I don't want to make it sound like I'm shit talking or whatever. It's not what I'm saying. They just have a certain way of doing things, and they just want it that way. And honestly, like it kind of ruins like the mystique if they did put it on a streaming platform or like whatever.
Yeah.
So like, I get it.
It's why I love PWG because they don't release the DVDs until 6 months later.
Yeah, they do the same thing. So it's like, and there's some backlash on it, right? Because people want to see it, but it's also like
we're spoiled nowadays. I'm sorry, but we're spoiled nowadays. Yeah, I'm happy waiting for the DVD.
Absolutely. There's shit I see all the time on Twitter and just comments and just like. Yeah, it's the nicest way we say we are very spoiled, big time.
Yeah, I think it's the best time to be a wrestling fan. Well, since I've been alive, I think even more so now than the Attitude Era. I think it's better now. With what's
I would agree. I would agree. I think it's been since the Attitude Era since it's been this good with how much wrestling we're watching. We can see and watch and it's the unpredictability, the forbidden door, all that stuff. So it's cool. I think pro wrestling as a whole, I think is good right now. There may be some people that might, have their opinions, but you know what I say? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So
true.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Whatever. Who gives a shit? Yeah.
I mean,
I try not to look at that stuff.
That's best way to be.
That's the best way, man. That is the best way. It really is. I'm the same. But speaking of the indies as well and stuff, obviously we've had COVID. The indies have been going, and one company that you've worked for, I mean GCW, have really have come on leaps and bounds, and they're one of the top companies out there. I mean, what's your thoughts on GCW, and what was it like working there?
Yeah, they're freaking exploding right now.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like, they call themselves the Last Outlaws, right? And I take pride in that like word or that phrase, right? Because like a lot of my idols and influences, right, even from football days, right, like or those kind of people, like the music I listen to is the same and stuff like that. It's got its own like rebellious, independent. I mean, they are like, they're doing they're the flag bearers of independent wrestling. This is what we're doing. This is what, I think it's sweet. Everyone in that locker room is great. It's also, shark infested waters, right? Cause we're, competition or whatever, but also too, though, like that's kind of what makes wrestling good. Right. Cause it's like, damn, like, you have like this match before your match. You're like, how the hell do I follow that up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I think it's good. Especially there, and I think Brett's great.
I was going to say, I mean, Brett, I don't think
people can say, they have their opinions as well, but like, it's, what was I going to say? It's like, it's just the name of the game, I guess, right? Because a lot of people are, a lot of people are jealous too, So like, I think it's easy to shit on somebody when someone's being successful, and that's obviously, you're doing something right. So
it's gonna happen. Yeah,
I don't think Brett gets the credit he deserves. Sometimes he goes quite under the radar.
I feel like he does now.
It's funny because he's not into that. He wants to be under the radar.
Yeah.
And lately I feel like lately he has gotten a little bit more credit. But I mean, they got people helping them out, right? Like, there's a lot of people that do the deathmatch work, like, and I don't mean wrestlers. I'm talking about behind the scenes, like they have they have people, building the weapons, and, John Carlo does a lot of a lot of help as well with Brett, and there's other people as well, like KG and all of them. But it's really a one man in the back, and it's Brett, and it's freaking nuts. Actually, around this time, I just did like a tweet or whatever because I saw it on my memory list on my phone. This was about a year ago. This is when we both went to Wyoming for that Wyoming show. Well, we were like prepping for it or whatever. We like checked the scene, see if we can find a venue or whatever. And we found a venue, and that's when we planted that seed for, a few months later in June when we wrestled there for their show. So that was kind of cool. That was kind of a cool memory that we did. And I remember being there or whatever. We're in a hotel room, and I see Brett literally, 2 cups of coffee from Starbucks. He's got this big ass giant freaking computer, and he's just, creating this website, and he's working, right. And it's just it's like Jesus Christ, dude never stops, and he's a workaholic. So it's cool.
I did see that tweet actually. Yeah, I was quite curious as a Brit. I mean, Wyoming and Colorado, is there a rivalry there or something?
Yeah, we went to a gun show, and we were talking to this guy, and I don't even remember how it was even referenced or whatever. I think we were just talking would you see a wrestling show? Just kind of see what people think or whatever. And then he I said something about Colorado, and he just freaking went off for 10 minutes. And Southern Coloradans, man, they were a bunch of, saying all these things, saying things I can't even say on camera. And I was just, me and Brett look at each other. We're like, oh, we should send Effie. We should have him talk to Effie. See, what Effie would say. Well, yeah, it was pretty freaking funny, but it was also Jesus Christ, dude, this guy's nuts. So,
speaking of tweets, I saw a tweet, I think it was a couple of weeks ago when we maybe first started arranging an interview with yourself. You had a match coming up with Silas Young.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a manlier sounding match on paper. Silas Young versus Manders, and I think it was it a bull rope match? Was it? Or was it?
So it was last Friday at AAW bull rope match, and that little cocksucker found his way to cheat again. Yeah, so I guess I don't know if him and Val, his ex-wife Valet, are a thing again. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but yeah, she kind of helped him out, and ref didn't see it, so whatever. I said it on freaking, I said it on a promo. I said, there's gonna be another time that we see each other again. That ain't the last one. So
I hope so.
And the next time I see him, I'm gonna put him. I'm putting his ass 6 feet in the ground. So
right. So there's going to be another time. Then you're saying you're not too bothered.
There's going to be
yeah. All right, fair enough. Yeah, but still, when I saw it, I was like, that's a great match. That's a great match on paper. I haven't seen it. I'd love to see it.
Very violent, very bloody, very violent. I think I still got some cuts right here.
Oh
yeah,
Jesus.
I still got some boo-boos a little bit. Yeah, it was bloody. I used the spur, and kind of if you go on his Twitter or whatever and see some of his pictures, there's some big slices that he has, and I cut his ass with.
So what you're saying is
cut his ass with the spur, not a pizza cutter, but with a spur.
You got some shots into it.
That's my new thing. I'm gonna come out with the spur and cut you. So
well, I'll tell you one thing,
Nick Gage, baby. Nick Gage, MBK all freaking day.
I'll tell you what, man. Silas is ducking us as well, because I've tried to get him on the show. He even sent me his number, and he's still ducking me. So
well,
hey, he's a coward. He's the last real coward in professional wrestling. He ain't the last real man. He's the last real man. You're the last real coward.
You see, I don't know if I want to get him on now, because I don't want to cause shit. If he comes on, do we have to pretend to be nice to him even though we've spoken to you? What do we do? What's the protocol there?
I think you just act like a dick.
We just act like dicks to him. Just ask him the hardest questions. Like,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right, we'll do it. Jamie, get on with Silas after that.
I'll get on with that. Just going back a second as well, man. You mentioned, I mean, Effie. We've had Effie on a couple of times, and we absolutely love him. I mean, what was it like working with him?
Effie's great, man. He's so like, there's like certain categories of like wrestlers, right? Like you got like your guys that are like, oh my god, like I think the best wrestler in the world right now is like Bryan Danielson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like,
I agree. Yeah,
like in-ring performance is freaking out of this world, right? And then like, it's weird with Effie. It's like, obviously he can wrestle. He can do the thing.
Yeah.
He like easily can wrestle. Like I've wrestled Effie, and we didn't, you know, I don't want to like, you know, break kayfabe, I guess, but like we literally didn't call a freaking thing, and we worked, and it was so great. Like Effie can go. Effie's got a gas tank, and it's like, but the thing with him, it's like he's not just a wrestler. He's an entity. Like he literally is larger. I think he's bigger than wrestling. He's larger than life.
He's
like,
a brand.
He's a brand.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he lives and breathes his, like the shit he does. He's a hard ass worker. Like I'm pretty sure he fucking worked last night in like Tennessee somewhere. I saw that. I saw he was working in Tennessee. I was like, Jesus Christ. And I'm pretty sure he's in Cali today for West Coast Pro. Like dude's everywhere, man. Like and those are goals, right? Like that's why we're all boys, right? Like that's why SGC and us, that's kind of why we all, you know, kind of why we're all friends, because for 2 years, we literally saw each other like every week, multiple times a day. You know, like we all wrestled together, we all traveled together, we all partied together. It's kind of what it was, and having someone like Effie is it's freaking phenomenal. We this might be TMI, but whatever, I don't really care. I had a show in Georgia or whatever, so they flew me down, and I stayed at his house because I wanted to hang out with him, and I wanted to meet his boyfriend AJ or whatever, and he's great too. So we stayed at his house, whatever, and we ate a bunch of edibles, and we went to the Atlanta Aquarium, which is like I guess one of the biggest in North America.
Yeah.
Man, that was an experience with some edibles. So and I'm not really like a edible guy or whatever. I'm not really a marijuana guy, but god damn, that shit was, I was on cloud nine. So that was cool. So that's a little cool story with us.
And he's fun as well. I remember when we first interviewed him, I was actually ill. Callum did it on his own. And I watched the video, and Effie's just sat there, and there's a sex dungeon behind him.
No, what was so humiliating about that was he sat there in this sex dungeon, green screened in the back, and it was only at the end, it was like, as you can see in my dungeon, I didn't even realise that's what the background was, and it was like dildos and all these straps and everything in the background, and then I was like, oh shit, yeah, of course. So I didn't even realise. And then the second time we interviewed him, it was just the green screen. And I said, oh, you're not in a sex dungeon this time? And he was like, not this time, but just so you know, I really do have a sex dungeon. And I was like, I don't even doubt that. Like, I bet you do.
No, you know he does. No, he does.
Right?
Yeah, I saw it. He like it's fucking, he's wild. He's crazy, man. He really is.
What a guy, though.
He's yeah, what a guy. He's fucking
love
crazy,
him.
He's
great. He's great.
He's what wrestling needed. I really do think he is.
Oh, absolutely.
He's so genuine.
What's crazy with him is like, you know, like we talk about like, you know, like me and Silas's match is like the most manliest match you've seen on a card or whatever. I swear, I tell people this, and I like really believe it. I think Effie's the most manliest motherfucker out of anyone.
Have you seen that fucking picture of him with a gun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, back in the day. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I think it was like when we were gonna wrestle each other at SCW, and because I got him at SCW or whatever, and he like did a seminar, and he blew Marek and Tyler or Rollins' mind with some of the information that he was saying. Like it was all like they after the seminar with Effie or whatever, like American and Rollins walk up to me and they were like, "We are so happy that you brought him here." Like it was like they were just mind blown. Like just some of like because Effie's got a really good business background. Like he went to school in South Carolina or whatever, and he's got his business degree. So like dude knows his shit. But yeah, I'm pretty sure like I cut a promo or whatever, and then like a day or two the response to that was that photo where he like totally looks like a goddamn skinhead. And he's got this big AR, AR-15, and I'm just
with a cig in his mouth
right now.
Yeah,
yeah. Like, what are we doing here? So.
I love it when he posts pictures from like maybe 5 or 10 years ago, and he just looks like the most masculine dude. Like he could looks like but the thing is, even Effie now could kick 99% of people's asses. Like he is not a small dude. He's like a legit 6'2", 6'3", right?
Yeah, he's like 6'2", 6'3". He's not a small dude.
Yeah, I love that. Effie. Like I hate to say it, there's people that will probably look at him and think, he won't be able to beat me up. Yes, he would. He would murder you.
Yeah.
In his fishnets, he would murder you.
He's a glutton for punishment too. So it's like, even if someone was beating his ass, I don't know if he would stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Love that guy.
Love him to death.
Before we start to wrap up as well, I mean, what's the plans going forward? I mean, like you said, Mania weekend's coming up. What are the plans for you going forward?
Yeah, so like we got Mania in April. Got some shows. I guess we'll see what what they announce or whatever. I don't want to say anything yet for that stuff. But nah, man, like we're just doing the thing, just trying to wrestle as much as possible. I know IW Mid-South's coming back, and that's a place where I kind of like, outside of SCW, outside of that, they were kind of one of the first ever people to kind of give me, a chance.
Yeah,
and
it's one of Callum's favorite places, isn't it, Callum, as well?
Yeah, just honestly, so many great names came from there too.
There's a lot of fucking hidden gems there. Yeah, and that's kind of what it is. It's like, I don't want to say another drug reference, but it's like I'm not. But it's like IWA is like they're like the gateway to like the big places in independent wrestling. Yeah, and I hate saying it like that because IWA is a big place. It's an important place to wrestle, but it's definitely like that. If you can wrestle there, you can wrestle anywhere.
I've always felt like IWA is the spiritual home of the independents, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Like people can say whatever the hell they want about Ian Rodden, and I'm not saying he's a perfect man or he's a great man or you know what I mean. Like, but dude knows talent when he sees it, and a lot of those people have gone and done amazing things. Yeah, and there's a fucking huge list of it, right? Like we can go from CM Punk all the way to Mance Warner, right? Like there's so many guys that came out of that crop, came out of that area, and I don't know. I like working there, right? And I think it's true, right? Like before I ever started doing some of the big places, like if it wasn't for them, like I wouldn't have gotten those reps, whether they were shitty or not. And a lot of them were. A lot of the matches weren't good, but if you can't, you got to work, right? So like if for me, if it wasn't for that and it wasn't for them, I wouldn't. So so like that's coming soon. That'll be cool. Got some AAW stuff still. Some St. Louis Anarchy. A lot of it's kind of Midwest stuff at the moment. I haven't been to the West Coast in a while. I think I know. Around April, you might start seeing me in the Northeast way more. Because my girlfriend lives out there, and I'm gonna stay out there for a while. Just something different. So that'd be sweet. So you might see me on Beyond and Limitless.
What about the UK at some point? More. The UK maybe?
That'd be freaking sick, right? Like a lot of my buddies are out there right now, like Thomas Shire,
Everett Connors.
Yeah, like I think Warhorse is there in a couple months.
Yeah, he
like,
is.
There's a shit ton of people running around out there. I think it'd be sweet. Because I got a passport. Like I got no issues with that. I don't know if I think for me, I haven't. You know how wrestling is, right? If you put it out in the universe and you try and you seek for it, like and go about it.
Well, last week we were speaking to Charlie Haas, who's looking to come over as well. We sent him a list of all the companies with contacts in the UK to get in touch with. If you want us to forward that to you as well, we'll send it to you. Get you out here.
Yep.
I'll do it. Yeah.
After we're done here, send it.
Will do, man.
Hell yeah, man. And when you are over here, dude, when you are over here, we'll have to have a whiskey because, like, I feel like I'm talking to myself. So we have to have a whiskey, man. When you're over here, we totally do.
Big time. So this is what I hear, because Nate Frazier and I like we, before he got signed and all that stuff, like we were literally, I don't want to say Batman and Robin, but we were Batman and Batman, right? We were always on the road together. And God, he was telling me about, just how, like English people love to party. Just the UK scene just love to party.
We'll do it when you're over here.
So that's what I hear. So I want to test that a little bit. So we'll see what happens.
We'll do it, man. When you're over here, we'll have a whiskey. But dude, before I'm terrified of it cutting off. So
there's a minute left.
Now, man, but I hope to God we get you back on in a couple of months, dude. And we'll carry on some more.
It's a shame we can't actually go longer because I'm actually really enjoying the chat. So we'll have to get you back on.
I told you it's going to be longer than 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, you did. You did. You called it.
Talk, I guess.
Dude, we'll stay in touch, man. We'll get you back on in a couple of months, maybe around Mania time, and we'll rock and roll some more.
I love it.
All right, man. Manders.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.